Greetings, everyone. DFG here. Hey, guys, just want to take a moment just to share some thoughts around a chain message that's going on through Messenger, if you happen to have Messenger, and I'm sure you could probably find it other places as well. And this chain message is a Vietnam veteran, and he's sharing concerns about United States no longer being a superpower. That President Putin from Russia has stated that due to 45, meaning Trump, uh, being incompetent, that United States now is in a position or disadvantage. And this veteran goes off, and he goes off on Donald Trump and this whole big old thing about impeaching him and how they're going to rig next year's elections. Um, I want to give you some perspective here, and again, perspective is just something to think about. You make up your own mind. But sometimes we need someone to poke us a little bit, to just make us think beyond our natural borders. Just to, well, I didn't really consider that. That's what I'm talking about when I say I just want to challenge and share some perspective here. Now, as far as Donald Trump and his behavior, unless you just, on opioids, hardcore, smoking crack or something, there's no way you don't know that. There's no way you don't realize that Donald Trump is in way over his head. Way, way, way over his head. But in terms of whether or not he's a puppet, and is he a puppet of Putin, that's silliness, guys. That's child's play. Because if you start talking about, puppeteering, then the whole system of government would have to fall into that, classification. You really think your senators and Congress people are being transparent and upfront with you? You don't think they're taking lobby money and manipulating the outcome of every policy that means something to you and I? You don't think that they're puppets to big money, the super PACs, etc., the DNC, the RNC, however, I think I said that right. Of course they are. So, labeling Donald Trump as a puppet, well, then you can, and you're probably spot on. But Obama was a puppet too. He most certainly was. He was absolutely a puppet. He did exactly what his masters told him to do. And I don't mean masters in the term of slave masters. I'm talking about puppet masters. He did exactly what he was instructed to do as well. So is Donald Trump. Exactly what his masters are telling him to do. But not only did he do it, Obama, Trump, but the Bush men did it, both presidents, the son and the father. So did Clinton. So did Ronald Reagan. So did Richard Nixon. So did John F. Kennedy. So did Dwight Eisenhower. So did Harry Truman. How far do you want me to go back? How far do you want me to go back? All the way back to Lincoln? I can go that far too. They were all puppets operating for big government. In other words, the money people, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts and the DuPonts. You know what I'm saying? All of those, they've always have and they always will be the big banks. So don't you be a puppet by falling into that narrative, oh, we got to go do something. It's a crisis. It's always been a crisis in terms of how it's going to impact each and every one of us. You don't feel like you're in a crisis? Not just because of what Donald Trump did. Just look at your life. Look at your situation, your finances, your resources, your outcome, your future. You don't feel like you're in a crisis? Huh? You don't feel like you're being manipulated, taken advantage of? Taxation without representation in many, many cases? Double taxation, triple taxation? You know what I'm saying? Overworked, underpaid? You don't feel like you're being exploited and taken advantage of? And you really think this started with Donald Trump? Come on, guys. You know that favorite statement I like to make. If you believe that I have some oceanfront property in Arizona that I'll sell to you real cheap. In essence, no. It's way bigger than that. They're using scare tactics. That's what they're doing. They're trying to spook you into getting up and creating even more chaos. Because if Donald Trump gets impeached, which he isn't, but by some chance, you know what I'm saying, that happened, do you know how that would cause destabilization in this country? You think you got issues today. You think you have problems right now, all of us. You don't have any idea what that would look like. Because see those 63 million plus people who voted for Donald Trump? You think they're just going to sit on the side and take a deep breath once you impeach him? You think they're just going to just go away peacefully, right? You really think that? Or do you understand that that would be the, how you say, that would be the lighting of the stem of the dynamite that would cause a civil war in this country? And there will be bloodshed. And a lot of people who will be bleeding are people that you and I love. You have to, sometimes, we got to think bigger than that. We have to think bigger than that. And it always kind of punches me right in the gut, when I hear this whole big old thing about, Barack Obama, like he's some type of, black savior. How? What? Maybe if you're a black homosexual, I get it. Well, what else are you talking about? Obamacare? So your life is so much better today because of Obamacare. Really? Think about it. Obama did what he was told to do. Obama was the same person who had Trump said these particular words. I'm going to tell you in a second. Obama's the same person that said these words when Freddie Gray was killed in Baltimore and when Michael Brown was killed in Ferguson, Missouri. You know what Barack Obama called those protesters, those young men and women who were out on the streets, with righteous indignation? You know what he called them? He called them thugs. That's right. That's what he called them, thugs. Now, if Donald Trump was to call black men out in the street protesting right now thugs, shit would hit the fan. You guys would just fall out, faint. Oh, come back, Jesus. Come on, white Jesus. Come help me, white Jesus. That's what a lot of you would do. But that's what Obama said. And these young men and women was taking a stand that most of us didn't care to take or had lost our drive, our spirit to take. But these young people were out in the street protesting against it, fighting, against the injustice of seeing their brothers shot down in the street by white police officers with racist intentions. Well, maybe not just white, because some of them were black, unfortunately. So-called Hebrew Israelites, they were part of it too, so excuse that overstatement. It wasn't just white police officers doing it or participating in it. But my point is that when we talk about critical thinking, or listening to, okay, when should we move? When should we not move? When should you galvanize? When shouldn't you galvanize? Well, you don't galvanize, guys, behind BS. This is all a charade. This is all a distraction to keep everybody not focused on what's coming with this economy. They know this banking system is about to blow up, and they know the poop is going to hit the fan when you can't have jobs, your children can't have jobs, you can't afford your homes, you can't afford your automobiles, you can't even afford to buy the food on the shelves in the market. They know that. They know that's coming. But they don't want you to think about it because they can't do anything to stop it. So what they're going to do, they're going to give you a distraction. So let's impeach Donald Trump. He's no good. He's the worst thing that ever happened. But Reagan wasn't. Nixon wasn't. John Kennedy, I'll give you an example about John Kennedy. Some of you guys, great white hope. Some of you got his pictures up on the walls in your homes like he did something so phenomenal for you. He was a smooth talker and a womanizer. Yeah, he was that. But he passed no policies to benefit so-called people of color. Made some nice speeches. But he didn't do anything. It was President Johnson, who passed civil rights legislation, not Kennedy. At Kennedy's inauguration, he invited everybody who had anything to do with helping him get elected, except for one guy. One guy he did not invite. And this guy was instrumental in helping him get elected. You know what his name was? Do you guys recall an entertainer by the name of Sammy Davis Jr.? Sammy Davis Jr.? He was a good dancer, good singer, hung out with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and, those guys. I think Peter Lawford or whatever. But anyway, that guy. You know why Kennedy did not invite him to his inauguration ball? You know why? After he did all that work. For one reason only. Because he had a white wife. So your civil rights, leader, your civil rights hero, John F. Kennedy, discriminated against a man because who he had chosen to marry. Just saying. You follow me? The scriptures tell you that Yahweh people perish for a lack of knowledge and understanding. You follow me? And that is so, so true. That's why I don't understand how we don't think that the book is the book. All these things are just a clear, historical review of how we act and how we've conducted ourselves and how we still act and how we still conduct ourselves. But when it comes down to national politics, guys, they do not have your best interest in mind. They have what's good for America. In other words, how to sustain a corrupt system, an empire. That's what they have in mind. They could care less about the little man, little woman out here struggling every day, with these, working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, 3 and 4 jobs, and still can't seem to find a way, to have an extra dollar in the bank. They don't give a damn about that. And yet they want you to get all worked up and lathered up because somehow or another Donald Trump, talks stupid. Or Donald Trump, makes piss poor decisions. Yeah. But that's your biggest problem? You really think that's the biggest concern that you have? If Donald Trump gets impeached or not, or better said, if he stays in office. You really think that's your big problem? Again, if you do, I'm telling you guys, you're not using your best ability to rationalize things. One way or another, Donald Trump, if he gets reelected, which I think he will, but if he does or doesn't, you got 4 more years of him. And then he's done no matter what. But you think this world or this country is going to change after that? Huh? Mm-mm. And if you're a Hebrew Israelite, ADOS better said, American descendant of slaves, look how they're treating you in terms of restoring you. Reparations. Cut the check. What check? They could care less about you, less about us. And yet they want you running around, supporting that narrative, carrying their water, carrying their hate, like you're a mental slave. Let's tell these, I want to use the N-word, but I'm not. But let's tell these so-called black folks, what to do, because they'll listen to us. We just get them all worked up and scare them and spook them and, tell them there's a boogeyman going to come and get them and they'll get all, galvanized and they'll go grab everybody, from pillar to post and go run out to the office to vote for Trump. But we ain't giving them nothing. We're not going to comment. We'll give them a sandwich to eat on election day. Or give a couple of the grafters, the political, what you call them, demagogues, carpetbaggers, who will come out there and tell you why you should vote and why you should get Donald Trump out of, and why. But they're not going to tell you about the money they get paid to come out there and sell you, that fake cheap bag of goods. They'll pay them off. But just go look, guys. Look out the window of the past if you really want to understand what's happening or what's going to happen in the future. It's not hard to see. You just got to open up your eyes. That pineal gland, that third eye you have, you just have to open that up. And I'm going to end this video with this statement. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14 from the book. You know what it tells us, Hebrew Israelites? This is what Yah has to say to us. He says this. He said, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear them from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land. So Donald Trump ain't going to do it, and whoever comes after Donald Trump ain't going to do it. Yahweh say if it's going to happen, he's going to be the reason that it happens. And a lot of you guys call yourself believers, Christians, or whatever you're calling yourself. How you walk away from this truth talking about what Donald Trump can and cannot do? You don't trust the Most High? You don't trust Yahweh? He's already told you. Stop your wickedness. Turn from your evil ways. Seek his face. Then he will heal the land. Trump, Putin, all the rest of them, they have nothing to do with what Yah says going to happen. They're small little ants trying to guide or trying to influence an elephant. It's not going to happen. So let Trump get elected. Let them do whatever they want to do. If they don't want to give us reparations, then we shouldn't have no conversation. And I don't know about you, but I know as far as me and my house, that's what we're going to do. And surely this voice will keep talking about it. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye now.